Hi, I'm poet and writer Kay Spivey, and today I want to do a book haul. It has been a little bit. I have not yet introduced a bunch of books. I reorganized my shelves just today, and as I was putting things up, I realized there's a whole bunch of books that I just haven't even talked to you guys about, so I thought I'll just jump on. I'm a little bit sweaty from moving all these books around because I kind of reorganized everything. I want to talk to you about the new books that I've gotten recently, mostly for my birthday, because yeah, I turned 31 on the 12th of May and now I've got a whole new stack of books, so let me talk to you about them. Let's get through these big heavy ones first so I can get them out of my lap. The first one I got was Dessert Person by Claire Savitz. I love Claire. I love watching cooking videos. I mean, like, Great British Baking Show is good enough, but I really like watching people cook on YouTube too. And Claire is the one from Bon Appetit who I absolutely loved. I loved her whole thing, and when she moved to her own channel, I followed her over. I love her baking, and unfortunately, most of these recipes are fancy baking recipes and involve a lot of butter. So I can't eat a lot of them, but I can appreciate them and I can learn a lot from her books and her style. And I just really wanted this cookbook. So now I have a big fancy baking gods cookbook. So I'm really excited about that one. The other giant ones I have are the Umbrella Academy graphic novels, all of them. This is probably like 20 pounds worth of book right here. These are so heavy, it's insane. I had been watching the Umbrella Academy on my own, and then my mom insisted that my husband and I watch Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, which is adorable. If you start it and you're like, this is weird, this isn't for me, just wait. Just wait. Just get yourself to the end and then you too will understand. But Dirk Gently was great, and my mom was asking for things that were kind of similar. I thought the Umbrella Academy was kind of similar, but Josh hadn't seen it because it keeps coming out while he's not at home. I recommended it to her, and we sat down and watched the Umbrella Academy, and Josh loved it. He loved it as much as I did. Like, we were so into it. It's exactly the type of humor we like. Like, it's a little violent. My mom did not like it. She did not feel like it was similar to Dirk Gently. So, like, use your own discretion. It be violent. Dirk Gently is also a little violent, but Umbrella Academy is pretty violent, but it's funny. And the characters, they just do such a good job. The characters are such horrible people, at least in the show. But they do such a good job of like being endearing about it, and I don't know, I love it. So we watched both seasons. We cannot wait for season 3. And for my birthday, my husband surprised me with all of the graphic novels. Now, something I did not know when I was first watching the show was that the graphic novels were created by the lead singer of My Chemical Romance. Who'd have thought that's where My Chemical Romance went on? Like, that was the emo band of my childhood. So he went on to create the Umbrella Academy. Oh, look at these. Look at this. Oh, yes. I have heard it is very different from the show, but I don't know. It looks like it'll be fun. It looks very action-packed. There are like a few key differences that people are like, it's a pretty big difference. Oh, here. There's just like the poster. But I think it'll be fun. I don't really care that it's too... I mean, the show's so all over the place. And let's be honest, I watched it because Klaus, he'd be pretty. But I'm excited to read all of them. Like, I love graphic novels. I think it's a wonderful medium. I'm really excited to see where these go. And, oh, and there's like character art in the back. I won't show this one. I don't think YouTube will like that. Here's a beautiful one. This one is gorgeous. Yeah, so I like the art style. Oh, I like everything about it. Someday in the future, when we move into a bigger house, I'm going to get all of my manga from my parents, and then I will do just a manga and graphic novel video, because I used to collect manga like a crazy person in high school, and I have so much, it can't travel with me. Like, I had like a huge shelf jam-packed with manga, and it couldn't travel with me. Like, right now I have my collection of Nana, and I think D and Angel, I have a few volumes, and I have a couple of Sailor V's, I have Furikuri, but that's not even indenting the surface. And a few of my volumes I've noticed have been lost. So once I get all my collections together, I can figure out which ones I need to repurchase and then go back to expanding it again. And then I can go into some of the graphic novels that I have as well. I know I've done a review of V for Vendetta and I've talked about The Watchmen a bit, but there are other ones. I took a whole graphic novel class in college that was really cool. I had such a good time, and I had like a little group of friends that we used to meet after class and just talk about things. It was really fun. It was such a good time. That was probably like peak college moments. It was just like hanging out after graphic novel class, being a nerd with some other people. Good times. Moving on from graphic novels on to some of the other books that I have got recently, and I'll start with the poetry. So this one was given to me for my birthday, Patriarch Blues, and this is by Raina Priest. She's a local poet. She hails from Bellingham, Washington, which is where the friend who gave me this went to college. She asked a friend of hers for recommendations for me, and they recommended this poet. I mean, Patriarchy Blues already sounds like a title to something I would be very interested in, so I'm really excited to get into that a little bit more. I assume it's going to be a very feminist collection, Bellingham being kind of a hipper college town. I think it'll be really, and she went to Sarah Lawrence College, so I think it's going to be a pretty feminist collection. I'm very excited about that. American Book Award winner. I think she told me that this person is the current Washington Poet Laureate, but I didn't check before letting you know, so if she is, maybe I'll put like a note or something below, but I'm very excited to read this. There's some poetry adjacent ones, and this one has the worst thing. It has this freaking sticker that I cannot get off without ripping the cover. Oh, I hate it so much. So I'm gonna cover the stupid sticker, but this is On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. I had really mixed feelings about Ocean Vuong's poetry collection. A lot of people just like loved it, and every time I watched Ocean read, I loved it. And the poems in the poetry collection that I had seen Ocean read, I loved. I thought they were beautiful. But then all the ones that I was reading for the first time, I was like getting lost in the voice. I wasn't enjoying it that much, and so I was like, I don't know if I love Ocean's poetry or not. And then I heard, I think it was probably Jen Campbell, since that's where most of my recommendations come from, mentioned that she had preferred Ocean's poetry, and she felt that maybe people who weren't as interested in poetry might get along better with the novel. And I thought, I typically like poetry better, but since I didn't like Ocean's poetry as much, maybe I would be a better fit for the novel. So I picked up Ocean Vuong's On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, which is a novel. I assume it's going to be having to do with the poem with the same line, which I believe has to do with their mother being an immigrant and what that means, and we'll see. I'm really interested to check this out without the sticker. I'm gonna figure out this sticker too and get it off of there, because worst sin. Speaking of poets, I have picked up With the Fire on High because I finally read a blurb about this, and I was like, this is exactly the summer read I want. This is the summer experience that I am craving. Someone had described it, and I can't remember what they said, but it was giving me like Julie and Julia vibes, but it's also Elizabeth Acevedo, and it is her novel. And again, loved her novel in verse. Can we just take a moment for the Poet X? I mean, what a triumph of poetry. We'll see if I like the novel as well. It just seemed fun. It's got cooking, which I already mentioned. I'm a sucker for cooking things. I think it's wonderful to watch other people. I've never read really a cooking book exactly. I think the only one I can think of, which I'm guessing is not going to be similar, is going to be Eat, Pray, Love. So we'll see if this is exactly the summer experience that I was interested in, if this is going to hit me, probably not like hit me the way that the Poet X hit me, but like give me all the feels and make me really love this book. So we will see. Another Elizabeth Acevedo. I'm sure she's not going to have written like something I'm not going to love, but I'll let you know what I think about this one. And then the last book I have to share in this haul is by another author tuber, Kat Cho's Wicked Fox. Most of my coworkers are Korean, and once this kind of got on my radar, I was like, this just seems like something that would be fun. I like folklore already. I'm totally into like fox spirit myths. I was more of like the J-pop type person when I was younger. I feel like K-pop came into its own when I was like past college. So I didn't like ride that wave, but that's okay because it's brilliant stuff. So I'm still paying attention. But everything I heard about this book just sounded like exactly the thing that I would have looked for in a manga, let's be honest. Like she's a gumiho is the Korean word for the fox spirit, and it has to do with like immortality and romance and high school drama, and everything about that sounds really fun. Inspired by both K-dramas and Korean folklore. It sounds amazing, and Kat Cho's channel is really lovely. She talks about being an author. She had this awesome video where she like redesigned this room of hers so she could turn it into an office, and I thought it was not only beautifully shot, but I was like, oh, I wish my office could look like that rather than like this. You don't need to see it. If you want to see it, you gotta watch my vlogs where all the mess is apparent. But it was just so lovely. There is a sequel to this, so if I absolutely love it, I can just buy the other one. Don't have to wait around. So there we go. Those are all the books that I have been gifted or picked up quite recently. I'm really excited about. Yeah, I have not been doing a lot of reading. I've been doing a lot of catching up on YouTube, a lot of not very much. I feel like I've just needed a rest. I've been doing a lot of writing. I have absolutely been catching up on my writing, like my ambitious summer reading goals. If you want to see how that's progressing, there are vlogs for that, and then you can see the mess in the room as well. I haven't been doing a lot of reading. I'm still like halfway through 3 different books, which maybe that means something. I don't know. I just had a reading slump hit me. But I have a lot of new books. I'm thinking I just need to abandon some other ones and jump in with some of these that seem like more fun, more summery as we're getting into summer. Let me know what you guys are reading. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you've read any of these books and like vaguely what you thought of them. Please don't spoil anything for me yet. It's not the wrap up yet. I should just go ahead and plug that you can follow me all over social media. I'm on Twitter at kspivey. I'm on Instagram at spiveyk, but I don't really post that much over there. That's more of, I use Instagram just for like beautiful, inspiring pictures, and for me, I am on Twitter pretty regularly, and I am trying to keep up with my Facebook, but mostly you can find me at my website, kspivey.wordpress.com. Like and subscribe and all of that. I'm really excited that I have passed 800 subscribers. I'm shocked. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for coming and watching the video. Good luck to you in all of your writing and reading endeavors. I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye!